Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition Samuel Adams Black Lager. Dark and roasted, 4.9% alcohol, 19 bitterness units. I first reviewed this in 2011, and I have revisited it since. And this is a special edition because it is a revisit. And when I first did it in 2011, it was 5.8, and it's been adjusted. 4.8. Sorry, 4.8. Now it's 4.9. I don't know why they tweaked it. It's always been certified kosher. This one's best before April of 2023. It's a lager, of course. That's their legal disclosure, lager. It was in their Cheers for Beers 2022 Fall Winter Variety Pack, $16.49 at Walmart, independent craft brewer. So this beer was introduced in 2004 and it has been brought back a few times. Used to be regular availability in 6-packs. Now you see it in variety packs only. Dark and roasted. And somebody was saying, a reviewer named Joe, he said, didn't Old Fezziwig used to be available in 6-packs and 12-packs years ago? And he was right, it used to be. But then that faded away. Now the winter lager, you can still get that in 6-packs and 12-packs. Okay. I was disappointed with the cold IPA. I drank all my IPAs cold, but I'm being sarcastic because it's something to do with the brewing process, but I meant to turn off that space heater. I don't really need it anyway. It's kind of warming up, or it's less cold. Cream colored head and dark brown appearance, reddish brown shining through as the strong light from outside hits it. The cold IPA was more like an APA. It didn't really have IPA adequate bitterness or bitterness units. Tasted good. I gave it a good score, good, but I don't like to pay A prices for good beers. A prices for B beers. And I consider it a failure when I do that. I'd rather pay C prices for an A beer, which I get with some of the macros. Pay a low price, like for Schlitz, $11.99 a 12-pack. And my friend David got an even greater deal per ounce. He got pint cans, a 6-pack for $5.99 yesterday. That's the deal. But then you get an A beer. So, anyway, let's hope this one's good. I've enjoyed it in the past, so been 4 years since I've had it. Smells creamy, like creamy dark brown bread crust, brown bread crust, not dark brown, just creamy brown bread crust. Now, you say, well, bread crust isn't creamy. I know, but it just has like a cream note and a bread crust note. Let's say it like that. Cheers to the taste. In other words, like a malty thing, like you get with the malted milk balls almost. Dark roasted but not burnt. Said this in the past. So now 10 years ago, 11 years ago, black lagers was like a big deal. A lot of companies made them. Half the companies couldn't do it right. They tasted burnt. Like the malts were so dark roasted that they were burnt. But some companies were able to take it to the edge and stop. Samuel Adams, Boston Beer Company, takes it to the edge and stops. And they don't even quite go to the edge. So it's roasted. You can taste the roasted malts in the undertaste, and that's really good. Body's medium. As far as ingredients, I don't remember. You watch my old videos, I gave a complete list of all the hops and malts and hops. But the new website, their current website format. They just showing the variety pack, and they have like a little sentence about each beer in there, like, oh, it's roasty, and nothing about ABV, IBUs, malts, or hops. They're cutting back, I guess, on expensive, thick lacing, heavy lacing, medium bodied, dry finish. Sweetness, not really particularly sweet. 2 out of 5 sugar cubes. Bitterness, quite low. 1.5 out of 5 hop cones. So this is a very mild, low profile beer. Think along the lines of, like, say, Michelob Amberbach, 4.9 also, I believe. That one kind of varies, though. Sometimes it'll be 5.1, sometimes it'll be 4.9. These days you can't find it anyway. But that one's very, like, low profile, mellow, subdued. And every beer does not have to be bold, loud, and about it. They can be subtle without being bland. But then sometimes they're just bland. This one's nice, pleasant. The Boston Lager was very good. You got to get 2 of those every time. But that's a good one. An excellent one. The Old Fezziwig is always primo. So that's an A beer. The Winter Lager is always a winner. That's an A beer. Even though they reformulated it for some unknown reason and it barely changed. It was like, we made it better. I was like, it was great to start with, and you barely changed it. So what was the point? But anyway, so that's always a winner. The Holiday White Ale, formerly known as Christmas Ale, which they changed the name, and I consider that an insult. But the product inside the bottle is it seems like it's gotten better, or maybe I've warmed up to it, because I'm not much of a white ale person, a spiced white ale person. But it was really good. The one I drank, I said, getting past that insult, it's a good product. And then the cold IPA was the biggest flop in the pack. It was the only flop in the pack. And it seems like every time they have these variety packs, they'll have this new one, and it's always like the worst one in the pack. And I was like, I'm going to try this cold IPA. If they wouldn't have had the black lager in there, I wouldn't have bought it. Because it was a while since I had it, and I always liked it. But I'm tired of being forced to buy 10 beers to get 2. Now, we'll see what happens with springtime. But it's like, it seemed like that's the pattern. Like, the new one is the worst one. And it's always like, never makes it to an A or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm dreaming, but I believe I'm right. Yeah, man. Man. This is good. Kind of simple. Like, just get dark roasted bread. Low bitterness. It's just like that. Malty bread. And that's it. And but it's pleasant to me. And if you somebody that's like, I gotta have strong stuff, 'cause I'm getting bust up. Well, I mean, you're not gonna buy a 4.9. You're gonna go get a 25-ounce can, couple of a 3-pack, right? So now you get those 3/4s. Not here, but you can get a 25-ounce can of Hurricane High Gravity and be on your way to personal destruction, which I wouldn't recommend. But although I do recommend that beer, it has, for American Adjunct Hella Spock, it's a very, very well done product. That we're not on that right now. So Score is going to be an A again. It's always an A. This beer is always an A. I mean, I hope it's always an A. Did I give it an A the first time in 2011? I can just remember enjoying it. So 94 out of 100, 9.4 out of 10. Boston Beer Company does do some most excellent beers. It's not all just ho-hum and boring city. Notice I said it's not just that. Okay, but anyway, Scott White used to be the Samuel Adams worldwide representative on YouTube. Then he just split with the program, you know. So many beer reviewers were, you know, on it. You know, I'm doing it, man. You know, yeah, this is it. Then they just disappear. Don't stick with it. Some can't help it. Things happen, and that's understandable. Some just... I've heard him tell me, like, this one in Colorado was telling me, I'm just burnt out. I'm tired of it, and I don't do beer reviews anymore. I'm like, well, how would you get tired of that? Like, you know, why would you get tired of trying new beers all the time? It's not difficult to make a video. My camera works well, and my live things get screwed up because I need a better system. But I mean, he wasn't into all the graphics and stuff anyways, so I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I started doing the beer tasting project February 1996. I never got tired of it. I started this channel over 10 years ago. I just feel like it's been a good start. I still feel like I'm kind of like in the starting stage, but I have maybe a childlike mentality in some ways, which can be good and bad. But I'm saying good for like the excitement, because the novelty never wore off. And then trying all the new liquors and the liqueurs and all, but I just don't see why you get burnt out doing it. But that's me. What do people say? Well, you do you, and I'm gonna do me. So that's the way we're gonna handle it. Oh man! All right, so Les Bon Ton Relais, a most excellent product from the Boston Beer Company. I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to one of their breweries and take a brewery tour.